NWA. We're proud, second of all, maybe even first of all, to represent your company. I'm talking Jim Crockett Promotions. By being the World Tag Team Champions in various states, very easily, we are the best at what we do. You didn't hear any music. You didn't see any face paint. You don't see any glitter. What you see is plain boots and plain tights. And what you also saw was plain wrestling, which is on the marquee. These days, our business gets glamorized by different aspects and different people. There's some of them like to call it showbiz. A lot of people like to think they're stars. Tully and myself, Ric Flair, James J. Dillon, know that stars are in the sky and stars are in Hollywood. What we are is professional athletes. And every time we come to a building, you gotta know, your brothers gotta know, those people that have watched us for a lot of years gotta know. That's the reason they keep coming back. And last but not least, we gotta know that whether we're sick, whether we're hurting a little bit, whether we got problems at home or we had problems making our plane, that we give you 110% because that's what you pay for. And irregardless of what you think, Luger, these people that buy these tickets don't pay our salary. His brother, and he does, and they pay us real well because we're worth every nickel. And when you look in these eyes and you look at that match that just take place, you see a little Anderson fire coming back because that's my roots. I was learned it. I was taught the old way. It is take a body part and render it useless. And my friend, a three-legged table is worth nothing to anybody. So in the Crockett Cup, that 20-inch arm of yours, Luger, can be just as useless as the one we just showed you. We are the best. We are the Horsemen.
skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Okay. Wow. Welcome everybody. It is Ringtime Pro Wrestling. Keith and Keisha are in the building. Keisha, say hi to the people.
Is this really how we start the show off today?
Okay.
I mean, for real.
No, okay.
I'm not dealing with today at all.
Okay, first of all, everybody's crazy around me. That is fine. I don't know if I did this to y'all or if y'all did this to me.
It might be a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, just a little bit.
I start the show while we doing the beginning of audio. Also, experimented with something little. I put a little music behind the Arn Anderson promo. Hope y'all like it. But then I get a message that my wife sent me a link. I checked the link. It say Miss Butterworth is passed. And it's giving family business to granddaughter. Boom, she go.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'll send you the picture of the new Mrs. Butterworth bottle. Apparently, there's some things that have changed.
Oh my God! I really want this, Keith. No, I'm finna ban you from sending me links to anything. I'm finna block you if you tag me in something else, like this foolishness that you. I'm just saying, like, yes, people, I have threatened to block my brother because I am literally. I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, for those of you that don't know what I'm looking at right now, I am watching a live wrestling show of Mexican little people. Like, these are luchadors that are no taller than like 3 feet. Like, they have to, like, I think the tallest one has to be like 4 feet. Like, literally, they're all luchadors. Like, this is not Keith. How did you even find this? Like, what?
It was a part of a wrestling group I was in, and they had it. Now, to be fair, they are wrestling in CMLL, which is the largest promotion in Mexico. Now, the funny thing is, Tish, I feel like these little people, and I have to be politically correct, little people.
That's a bit. Right.
Are smaller than normal little people.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
It's like, wait, what? I've never seen little people this little. And that, I just don't even know if that's appropriate. But yeah, I was like, wow, they are even shorter in Mexico.
This is ridiculous. This is crazy. Like, I'm just sitting here amazed because there is like 1,400 people watching this right now. This is live. Like, this is not even a recording. This is live.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, really?
No, I mean they
like there's live. There is live comments happening and everything. Like, this is awesome. Actually,
I don't control the things that come across my purview, Keish. It just
yes, you do. Let me tell you something, people. Okay, like before that, I was tagged in a video of the most ridiculous detention slips from kids that I've ever read in my life. Like, this is everyday stuff to us. And you know what? I'm not even mad. I've had my 50 laughs for the day, and I feel great. So, this is how we starting the show off foolishness. Yeah. Like, this is just, I just can't, I can't deal today. I really can't. And Keith, if you sent me that, I swear to you.
I feel like it is apropos for the foolishness of this episode. Because this episode,
of course,
we have titled TMZ Wrestling. Apparently, wrestlers cannot help but stay in the headlines, get into trouble, wilding out. We got stories of people acting up at airports. We got stories of arrests. We got stories of fights. We got stories of a dude wilding out in the strip club and really not spending no money.
That's so ridiculous. Who does that?
I don't know, but I will talk because I'm going to give you my side of it based on what has been told in the story. I don't know anybody personally. Hey, and to be fair, what we're talking about here, we are not talking about anything hardcore factual. We are not here to report. This is not an episode about reporting. We will talk about some news and the real news, but this is about rumor, innuendo, and craziness. And we are taking a step back and having some fun because ain't nothing going on this week. Nothing going on. There is pay-per-views. Now, G1 Climax is still going. I think night number 11 is done, which has changed how I'm going to write about it. I was going to do a preview. I didn't do a preview. I was going to do a halfway point. I didn't do that. So, hey, man, just go chill and hit it up at the end of it. We'll give you the synopsis. I'm pretty confident Naito is going to win this thing. That's been my prediction since the beginning. Because, I mean, he's the next superstar, right? Like, one thing I'll say about New Japan, they don't leave you with too much speculation. Like, they don't do a lot of shock and surprise. And when they do, it's worth it. But because they don't, they take care of their booking. They have a plan. They book long term. Because think about it. This is going to end, right, in August. We are going to take that booking from August and set up a pay-per-view in January. And the people involved ain't really going to have too much interaction with each other. Like, that's how we're working. Somebody gave a photo of an Impact show in Long Island. And, I mean, decent attendance for an Impact show. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Decent for an Impact show.
What in the hell? Sorry. Keith, I can't. Like, oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey, man. This Mexico show is still going on. And, hey, it got 1,000 viewers streaming online.
Yeah, you right.
So, like I said, gotta give it up. The little people are going. Wow. The Mexican ring ladies. That's interesting. Okay. Back to the show.
See, that right there, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, why, Keith? Just why?
Hey, man, I'm having fun. Because
I know you are.
this show, like I said, is going to be a fun show. So, remember last week when we were discussing Ric Flair, his appeal to Southern hip-hop culture and hip-hop culture, the broad sense, stuff like that?
Right.
I want to give a shout-out to the homie Brent. Y'all might know it's Brent from Georgia if you listen to The Right Time with Bomani Jones or The Evening Jones, or you was a Morning Jones fan. If you listen to The Recon, a show I had a chance to do a while back, sent me the link, man. And it was whew. Somebody wrote the article that I had always been wanting. And that young lady, I will give you her name, give her proper credit. Did a really good job. But it's on Global Grind. I will share it with the rest of y'all because I think it's something that you should read. But it's called Woo, A Brief History of Hip Hop's Obsession with Ric Flair. And she cites lyrics from Pusha T, French Montana, Killer Mike, of course, and a few others. It's a good read. So that will go into the Ring Time Pro Wrestling Facebook group. If you are not a member, go ahead and become a member or hit the fan page because it's like 125 y'all on the fan page, but it's like only like 15 of y'all in the Facebook group. I'm pretty sure it's my fault. So I'm not going to go too far. I'm pretty sure it's my fault. And maybe I pushed the fan page more than the Facebook group, but join. Keisha's very active in the Facebook group and responds to about everything. So be there, be square. We have a Tumblr page. We got like all the social media. Of course, we had Twitter, Ring Time Podcast. I kind of been trying to use Reddit. I can't pretend to you that I all the way understand it. So, any of you Reddit users who want to help me out, hit me up. Y'all can hit me on Twitter at KHopeJR. Y'all can hit me on Facebook. Y'all know the name. Or Google Plus, whatever, man. Just, I need some Reddit help.
You know, I've never gotten on Reddit. You need to get on Reddit's website right now. Because I've never seen Reddit. I've seen things from Reddit, but I've never got on the actual site. And
it's these Reddits.
I need to get.
Then it's the subreddit because they have like the subject matter, and then the subsubjects of the subject matter. And it's supposed to be very interesting, and a lot of people interact well. One of my coworkers, he's into video games and that world and streaming and stuff like that. And he's really be popping on the Reddit and the subreddits. I'm old, right? So some social media I ain't ready for. I'll Snapchat. Yeah, first of all, it sounds stupid to me, but I get it.
I Snapchat.
You people of the younger generation, y'all can do that. Maybe I'm too old to learn stuff. I thought I was too old for Twitter. I thought I was too old for Instagram. Oh, Ring Time CEO on Instagram. Holler at your boy. Send me stuff about wrestling. Or if you got stuff with young ladies, I look at that stuff too.
You know what, Bass? I'm not even going to do this tonight. I'm just not.
Adult young ladies. I don't send me. Don't put no. I'm the other stuff.
Yeah. Let me need you to go and throw that in there.
You gotta clarify nowadays, man. Apparently, look, common sense ain't common no more, and people who they try to put you in some stuff and like That's why I don't share my Wi-Fi.
What?
No, man.
What?
I don't share my Wi-Fi because I can't trust people.
I'll share my Wi-Fi. Oh my God.
You can't trust people these days, Keish. You don't know what they're going to try to search on
your
Wi-Fi.
You know what? You are absolutely right, because the next thing you know, the FBI can come banging down your door
Right.
Talking about, yeah. So, and you be like, excuse me? Like, ain't nobody been looking at that shit here. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, it was that nigga Steve.
I need y'all to trace it. Forget this IP address. Y'all need to trace the MAC address. Y'all need to go to the device. Y'all need to stop leaving me alone. You need to leave me alone. Go IP config, figure it out. But y'all better leave me alone.
Like, Steve ain't allowed here no more.
That's why, like, I stopped. Okay, I was gonna tell y'all how I be streaming BBC programs on my computer, but I stopped doing that, and I stopped because I was like, somebody gonna think I'm trying to do something crazy. Cause, okay, to watch the BBC online is free if you're in England because you've already paid a tax for the stuff, right? Because it's part of your TV tax and all that crap. But coming from outside of England, you do not have access to that stuff. But if you can fake your IP address out from your computer, you can watch it. And there's an add-on in the browser that allows you to pick an IP address from foreign lands to do such a thing. Yeah, but you know other people who do stuff like that? Terrorists. So, when you do crazy things like be on your internet in Georgia and telling people that you're in England, people tend to look at you crazy. And then the government wants to know what you're doing. So I stopped doing it. Not that I've got any government investigation, because that never happened. But,
yeah. You know.
Yeah, nope.
And ladies and gentlemen, this has been your lesson in cybercrimes.
All right.
Hey, it's to do with the bow tie. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I just said, what I mean by that statement. So, in Atlanta, there is this, it's a predominantly, he's a big lawyer in Atlanta, and he just happens to be black. And you know who he is because when you see him on TV, he's always wearing a bow tie. I call him the lawyer with the bow tie because that's how I remember him. I do not know his name, but I'm gonna learn it one day. But that's exactly how I remember him. He is the good looking lawyer with the bow tie because every time I see him on TV, he has a bow tie, and I'm trying to figure out who he represents now because I'm telling you, if there's something going down and it has to do with black rights, man, I'm telling you, he's there. He is there. Just like I think the last time I seen him on TV, he was with four of the lawyers and he was representing the homeless man that they blamed for the fire under the 85 collapse. Okay. So yeah. You know what? That was the last time I seen him. So
you know how serious of a subject that is that I still can't stop laughing at, and I'm like, I'm sorry. The comedian finds hilarity in that. Yeah, because basically they just said 3 dudes was under a bridge smoking crack that basically burnt down.
Yeah, I knew when they told that story. And you know what? People really ate that up. They were like, "Yeah, man, you seen them crackheads that burned down the bridge?" They were not. Yo, like they were really into this. Like, folks was really seriously like they're gonna argue me down like they did it. Like I was like,
there are specific parts of the population that immediately heard that was like, "Yep, makes sense," and there's another part of the population that was like,
"Right,
nah, man, look, no few crackheads, not really how that works."
Yeah. I was on that end. I was on that side that was like, nah, that didn't happen. Like, I knew from the beginning when they told that story, I was like, that is definitely not how this worked. Like, like I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what details you give me. That is definitely not how this happened. So please do not even think about giving me this narrative that this is what happened. That's not what happened. That's definitely not what happened. I was like, no. And so then it went from 3 to just 1. And I said, so you mean to tell me that it was 3 of them at first, and now it's just 1, and you're going to pin that on this dude, this one guy, and say he was smoking crack on a couch that was there. And next thing you know, the bridge collapsing because there's this huge fire. Y'all better stop playing with me, okay? Stop playing with me. I don't have time for this. Like, I really don't. And this is why this one guy had 5 lawyers that represented him pro bono. So, please. And then what got me was they let him go. They told him he was going to go to rehab. And it was like something else. And I was just kind of like, are y'all serious? Like, for real, for real? This is really happening? I'm done with TV today and, like, for the rest of the year. This is ridiculous. So, yeah.
Right.
But that's the last time I've seen the lawyer in the bow tie. Like, until now. I just seen him on TV. And I was like, man, if I ever get into some stuff one day, I want him to represent me. I'm just saying. I'm going to find his number and I'm going to call him because he look like he know what he doing.
Right.
Because you see some lawyers on TV, you can tell they just went to law school so that they can make some money off of this. Mm. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I want to make sure this person gets off and all that. No, they're just trying to get paid. Like, they literally are just trying to get this check that comes from these court cases.
All right.
The most
funny because
the most advice they give they clients is, hey, just go ahead and take that plea deal and do us all a favor. Like, no.
Yeah. We're going to get to this wrestling after this because it's 20 minutes in. Y'all probably like, what the fuck? I can't even talk about Raw and SmackDown. What the hell is these people doing? Sorry. But
never mind.
There was a commercial that I did see, and yes, the dude. Okay, first of all, I guess his name was Dennis. It is the Dennis law firm. He talked about how he went to law school. I thought he about to tell me he worked at his daddy law firm, and apparently it's his. And I'm like, okay, I'm damn near 40, right? But I don't generally call people young man. I'm like, this kid. I'm like, dog, I feel like you still an undergrad, ain't you? Like, it was just funny. It was just like, I thought he about to say he started his daddy law firm. Dog, this is his. I'm like, nope. Like, you the senior partner? Nope. I need somebody who got some experience. I need somebody who been through a few cases. Who know a judge, who might have went to school with one. That's somebody who like, hey man, what, you at my son's birthday party last week? You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
Right. Like, that's me. It's crazy. Some people think that's really far-fetched, but it's really not. It's kind of like, okay, one of the reasons they tell you to get internships in college is for the experience. Right. So when you fill out when you put your resume together, then they can see that, oh, you've done this on some capacity before. So yeah, this works. But like, no, like I watched too many shows. I've seen too many stories and articles and things of like employers being like, yeah, we really don't look for those straight out of college types that never had like jobs, like never had internships and this, that, and the third, because they don't know what they're doing. Like they have no experience and they have no clue what they got going on. The lawyers that I personally know, like, these are like friends from like high school or people I went to college with or something. Like, they have their own practices. Like, they aren't trying to be a partner in someone's firm or anything like that. But personally, if they wanted to do it, then at this point, then it would be more practical. Mm. Just because you went to this high-class party and, like, and shook some hands and say, hey, does not mean that you're finna get this high-qualified spot. Like, it's just not finna happen. I think that I watch those commercials, and I'll be laughing, Keith. I really do. I laugh my ass off. Like how I'm laughing at the news right now talking about Marta Ferry invaders getting arrested. Like, why are you getting arrested for skipping do you not have 250? Like, what is really going on with people these days?
Okay.
Like,
250 is hard to come by. I mean, shit, I just been times I didn't have 250.
You know what? I can honestly say, yeah, I understand that. But like, I can't sit here and act like I don't.
Ain't go risk jail time for it. Because
the
weakest thing you go to prison with is that what you do.
And I want
jumped
people to
around.
understand this. Yeah. I want people to understand this, okay? Marta police, they're not security guards, okay? These are not security officers. They're not armed security. They don't just have guns. These are actual police officers that go through police academies and get training and, like, are certified to arrest. These are police officers, okay? Yes, they can arrest you. Yes, you can go to jail from getting arrested by Marta police for trying to run through the gate and skipping and doing fare evasion. This is a real thing, people. I'm going to really need for y'all to get it together. Now, I understand that everybody ain't got the 250. I get that wholeheartedly because it's been one too many times when I've been on the end of that. But at the same time, I'm not trying to go to jail over 250. Like, I'm just not. I'm really not. If anything, I'm going to ask someone for this before I go to jail for it. I can't do it. I just can't. And why are they laughing? What is this? Like, I don't know. I need to turn off the TV. That's what I need to do. Okay, Keith. Okay. Seriously. We really need to get to this wrestling.
Yeah, 30 minutes in. But guess what? I count it as content because, like I said, we have shit to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just a little bit of how the sausage is made. Raw, Keish. Was live from Pittsburgh. Steel City.
Yes, it was.
Home of the Steelers. Home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pittsburgh Pirates. All the teams that wear yellow and black are in one city. Well, not all the teams, but you get my drift. You know,
all right.
In fact, when you think about it, very cool that they made sure that all their major professional sports teams were the same colors or similar colors. So you can rock all your Pittsburgh stuff together and it don't look crazy. You know what I mean? It's all black and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But it's also the hometown of Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Two-time NCAA champion Kurt Angle. I think he won the 1995 World Championships. Like, big deal. Very big deal in this wrestling game, right? Well, he was a wrestler. But then he was a wrestler that went to wrestling. And I, like other people, say wrestling. Because my wife corrects me. She was like, so, what kind of show you do? I said, I do a wrestling show. She was like, spell it. RASSLIN. Wrestling.
Exactly. You gotta get it together.
Like, hey man, I grew up in Pike, Michigan, but there is an element of country that is in me that I ain't rather give up. There's an element of Southern.
No, you said it right. You said it right, and I ain't got time for it. Wrestling. Get it out. That's it. Wrestling. No, that's it.
Although I was born and raised.
No, you said it right. You said it right. Mm-mm.
In Pike, Michigan, my roots are Franklin, Tennessee, and Tylertown, Mississippi. Now,
that's right.
Understand, when we pronounce Tylertown, there's an R in the word somewhere. We just don't use it. There's just ways that people talk, and that's how I've heard it. That's how I say it. That's how it rocks. Anyway, Kurt Angle, Pittsburgh, gave it up for his hometown. Surprise, surprise, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were there. I did not expect Brock. I don't think he was advertised for Pittsburgh, but he was there with the Universal title. Brock made a very studied announcement. Well, Heyman made the studied announcement for Brock. He felt the match was stacked against Mr. Lesnar. And his statement is, if Lesnar does not win or retain his Universal title, he will be gone from WWE, Keish. Gone from WWE. No. Forget him. Keish, is this a setup? Is he going to fight in UFC? And he takes time off the train? Because I don't know if y'all watch UFC 214, but John Bones Jones, who was back, who put them hands on Daniel Cormier, he kind of called out Brock. He wants to put together a super fight. Yeah. Okay, he called out Brock Lesnar. And he wants to put together a super fight.
Kind of.
Put together a super fight. He is outweighed by about 40 pounds. He is not worried about that. He thinks that he can beat Brock Lesnar. I'm not telling you that John Jones cannot beat Brock Lesnar, because I am not putting anything against John Jones, even though he's back. I don't know if Brock is eligible to fight yet, but, assuming everybody's drug test clear, we can make this fight happen. I know this is not a MMA show, but Keish, I find it interesting that announcement is made. And maybe it's just a tease, because one thing I will say that WWE does a good job with, they have started using the headlines to their advantage. They have started using the rumor mill to their advantage.
That's true.
Remember before AJ and those guys came over and they read like an article about, hey, these are guys we like in Japan?
Right.
And 4 of those 5, I think 5 of those guys are here. Or they have, they haven't really confirmed things, but they talk about stuff and they talk about different things. And now when stuff is in the rumor mill, they don't shy away from it. Also, could it be some cross-promotional things coming down the pike? Not jumping too far ahead the news, but, Cyborg called out Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
There was a face-off at the Mae Young Classic between the 4 horsewomen in the wrestling game and the MMA 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I was like, oh shit, let's get it started.
Hey man, if we could get an 8-man tag by SummerSlam,
that would be amazing.
Or an 8-woman tag,
that would be amazing.
It'd be could you imagine Charlotte Flair in a ring with Ronda Rousey?
Well, actually, no, I really couldn't. I'm not even gonna lie about that one. Like, that's something very far-fetched for me. And I'm not saying it's far-fetched because I just think that one can whoop the other. I think it's far-fetched because, really, that's a very thick line to cross. Like, seriously though? Nah, I can't see it. I would love to see it, though. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Ronda ain't doing shit but getting her ass whooped. She might as well give it a try. Okay, so I get that. That might have been a little mean, but I'm just saying they ain't really doing that. So why not?
Yeah, she really ain't.
Okay, But that went down. I like the interactions between Kurt and Brock too, because for those of us who remember WWE from 2003 and 2004, and the feuds that they had, and the issues they had, and the idea that both of those guys are legit badasses, right? So one thing about Kurt and Brock, they always have like this awkward alpha male machismo between them. So and I mean that they have that in real life, from what I've heard. Like when they was on the road together, they have that in real life. So it's always good to see that interaction played out. After that, the Hardys defeated Gallows and Anderson in a tag match with the Revival on commentary. Good to see the Revival on commentary to show some of their personality. I love their shirts. No flips, just fist.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is a harken back to the old school, right? Here's the thing. One thing about the Revival that I appreciate is that they don't try to be anything that they're not. And this is how they got. And I think they're a good lesson to wrestlers who are trying to make it in the business. You know one of the reasons why I never tried pro wrestling, Keish?
Why is that?
Because I was considered smaller. Even in wrestling now, I would be considered smaller. I didn't think that I could make it unless I did flips and stuff. Because the only guy that was comparable to size to me was like Jeff Hardy at the time. And I was like, I can't do that shit. And I'm like, I ain't about to dive through a table to try to make an impression. So I'll just talk about this shit.
I can see you making that decision. Like, you know what? I can't do that shit.
Yeah. No, like I would be the first person y'all ever see go to the top rope and look down and be like, nah, fuck it. And they'd be like, what is he doing? Why is he climbing down? Did he just shake his head and just climb down? Yeah, I'm like, nah, fuck it. Like, it ain't worth it. What I look like,
what the hell was that? I can see that. What the hell was that out there?
Right, because even if let's say the guy lays there and doesn't move and I still hit the move, that shit still gonna hurt. It ain't gonna like not hurt because I hit it and hurt because I missed. That shit hurt one way or the other. Nah, man, that's okay. Like, there's levels I'm just not willing to go to inflict bodily harm on somebody else. And the number one thing on that list is I'm not willing to do bodily harm to myself to inflict bodily harm. If that's the trade-off, then we both gonna be safe. Because I ain't doing it. But, neither here nor there. Love the Revival's gimmick. Because it's not really a gimmick, it's just a bit straight up. But, hey man, after the match, chaos ensued. And apparently, none of these teams like each other. And I find it funny. That's going to be the hottest feud in the tag team division on that show. Now, the champs are going to have their own issue with somebody else. But I don't think they have the hot feud. I feel like the hot feud is this three-way thing they got going on right now. Because, okay, the Hardys are the OGs. They the established vets. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on to the Revival, who are young up-and-comers and probably don't have the exposure because coming off of NXT. And then you got Gallows and Anderson, the worldwide OGs who've been doing it all around the world. They've already proven themselves. So now they here, and everybody's kind of at different stages of their careers. But they all want that one thing. They want that shot at their belts. And I think the way they set up now with those three teams, I think that, like I said, they're going to have the hottest feud in the tag team division on Raw right now. That's where it's going to be. But we'll see how it all goes down. Akira Tozawa and Rich Swann defeat. Akira Tozawa, Rich Swann, and Cedric Alexander, because it was a 6-man tag, defeated Tony Nese, TJP, and Davari. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Because I texted you on Raw that Titus O'Neil shirt that Akira Tozawa was wearing, the Titus Worldwide shirt, purple by that ad.
Of course.
That shirt, I feel like I can make it the hottest selling shirt on WWE.com and the WWE shop. First of all,
yeah,
I would take it. Look, the Omega Psi Incorporated fraternity has a headquarters or has an office down near Greenbrier. Keisha, I would just take a stack of them shirts there and say, "Hey, man, don't y'all boys want some of these? Don't y'all want to support the bruh?"
If you're gonna take it somewhere, take it to their corporate headquarters on Snapfinger Road. That's what their corporate headquarters. Their headquarters is on Snapfinger Road. But you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, I would take it.
Of course, I know this information.
And I tell you, y'all can move these shirts.
Right.
I'm sure they buy them.
Right.
They buy up all the shirts you got. But that shirt, I was looking, and the first thing that came to my mind is Akira Tozawa pledge.
You know what, bye. I'm not.
Hey,
but
man.
you know what's funny? If a Q, I'm pretty sure the first thought in a Q's mind, if they see that and they don't know, like, okay, for a Q that never watches wrestling, they don't know who Titus O'Neil is. So like, they probably, unless they see him doing like service or something, like they see it, because Titus is always out in the community doing 50-11 things. So if they see him just as a, they see him as a brother, all that kind of stuff. Then they see him with Tozawa, they're like, who the hell is this dude that's standing here with it? The first question they're going to ask is, who the hell is this guy with this shirt on? Looking like like Titus. Like it's funny to me.
I'm just saying, Keish. I've seen some high yellow cubes. I see one that I'm pretty sure is a Puerto Rican at Georgia State. I ain't never seen no Asian Q. Give me an Asian Q. Please. Well, give me Qs in all flavors, but give me an Asian. Just one. I prefer like 2 or 3, and they all kind of kicking it at one time in paraphernalia. And then I want the 2-act full Q dog somewhere. That is my hope. That is my wish. Just because, Keish, I like to see weird things.
You know what? I already knew that. But I mean, I guess because I seen the shirt and I was like, okay, Titus, at some point, right, you're going to have to chill out with all of this. Like,
well, yeah. He used to be really overt with it, but like now he kind of calmed down. Also, don't get me wrong. Right. I think the Titus brand is a genius idea, and I have a lot of ideas for it. But Titus will get somebody beat the fuck up.
He really is. I mean, he really is. He's seriously
the wrong person who watch wrestling and don't understand the culture. You're gonna be somewhere, and they're gonna be doing their and they're gonna throw up them hooks and get the brakes beat off of them.
Right. Wrestle or not, like that is not
the brakes beat off of them, and it's just like, yo. And here's a funny thing: somebody like me, I gonna be saying, I'll be like, "Hey man, had it coming. Know how they do."
Right? Like, we both gonna be sitting there. I had a thought in my head, though. Like, I mean, shouldn't have thrown off the hook. You know, like literally, that's the very first thought that comes to mind. Like, yeah, he knew he shouldn't have been doing all that. Why didn't nobody tell him?
Yeah.
Why didn't he tell him he shouldn't be doing all that? Like, I'm literally that person. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sorry. Like, I'm just that person.
Right.
Like, now they know. He knew that he shouldn't be doing all that. Well, he should have told him. He should have told him. He was standing right there. He should have told him. Now look at this. He done got stumped out. The mess that was made of all of this foolishness. So, I'm just waiting on it. I'm waiting on it too. Which is funny to me because here's the interesting fact that I just thought about randomly, because it is random like that. You know, Titus uses being acute to his advantage when it comes to his wrestling character, right?
Right.
Could you imagine if Apollo Crews did that? Because I don't know too many people out there know this, but Apollo Crews is a Sigma. So, like, could you imagine if he tried that with when he joined WWE? Like,
it's funny because, like,
nah,
I did not have that piece of information. Wow, Keish, you just don't know.
Yeah,
that changes all. That really changes a lot, but that's like, that is interesting.
Yes, Apollo Crews is a Sigma. Like, there's a picture I've seen, I think it came from his Instagram or something like that, of him in his college days with one of his Zeta sisters. Like, he's a Sigma. And I found it funny. I found it funny when Titus made him the first person to be signed to the Titus brand. And I was like, wait a minute. Because how does this work? Like, with Titus's character, being acute is a part of Titus's character without it being known that is what is that? Because people that don't know the culture, they don't know, like, was really like when JBL's out there barking. Like, I'm pretty sure Titus wants to, like, if he could hear him, I'm pretty sure he would want to punch him in the throat. But, like, that's just a misunderstanding of, like, what's really happening. Apollo, on the other hand, he understands it. So it's like, how does all this work? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does all this work? I thought you knew that Apollo Crews was a Sigma.
Nope.
You didn't know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I didn't know either until it was one day I was on Facebook or something, and I seen a picture that was posted, and it came, I might have been on Instagram, but it came from his Instagram. Like, it was a picture of him in college with one of his, was a Zeta, and, like, people were shocked because they didn't know, like, unless you went to college with him or you, like, knew him, like, you wouldn't have known that information. So I was actually a little shocked because he don't have, if you look at both of them when they wrestle and stuff, like, neither one of them has brands on them. So, because I've seen a lot of fraternity boys with brands on them. Like, they have, like, I've seen Kappas, Alphas, Sigmas. I mean, I've seen them with brands. So when you see them wrestle, they don't have brands on them. They both wrestle without shirts, so it's not like you can't. It'll be evident, and yeah. So it's just interesting to me that Q's first choice of the Titus brand is a Sigma. Yeah. But in our that's us understanding what's going on. For those of you that really ain't comprehending, like, it's deep. It's deep. Trust.
Right.
But that's why you don't see Apollo trying all that shit. That's why you don't see Apollo out there trying all that shit. Because he probably, they probably, yeah, Apollo, why you not doing it? Nah, dog.
Well, here's a little different. Like, can't go home, bro. Can't go home after that. Can't go home.
You know how many phone calls he'll get? Like, you know who'll be blowing it? Somebody will show up at his house. Like, that's not how this works. Like, that's definitely not how this works. And I'm pretty sure he done told somebody that too when they asked him that. Yeah, Apollo, we're just trying to figure out why are you not doing what we suggested? We had a conversation about this, okay? Ain't gonna happen. Like, I love y'all for keeping me employed, but nah, that's not how this works. Like, that's just not how this works. For my own safety. That's just not how this works. Like, no. So, okay. We've gotten on this enough.
Yes.
I'm just trying to I really wonder who's going to be the next member of the Titus brand. It should be me. I should be the next member of the Titus brand.
I was thinking the same thing for myself. I think I would be a great addition to the Titus brand. Greek Town Pro Wrestling. We should be a part of the Titus brand. That is like,
we really should.
Titus worldwide. Yes.
He needs somebody out there promoting him. Like, it should be us. I think this will work. So, we're just throwing it out there, people. So, if any of y'all want to go ahead and pass that suggestion to them, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, we could be the official podcast of Titus Worldwide. We already got the media platform rolling. They can come in any time and kick it. You know what I'm saying? Take care of our people.
Exactly. Right?
Be a voice for them to be the megaphone to broadcast their ideas to the world. I'm just saying. But I digress. Keeps Jason Jordan appeared on Miz TV.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, this is how we're gonna put the rocket on it, right? Because I think they were done with what they was doing elsewhere. So we're gonna put him in a feud with the Miz for the IC title, and make him look big and bad.
That's right. That's right.
At least that's why I got out of what happened on Miz TV. And Miz kept pushing and talking and being busy. Being Miz-like, not being busy. I don't know if that's a derogatory term or nothing. You busy?
I'm not even finna touch that. I'm not. I'm not even finna touch that. Nope. I am good. This is when I retreat to my corner and act like I didn't even hear that part.
Oh God. I can't believe I said it. Then when I said it, I was like, oh wow, that sounds crazy. Anyway.
Yep.
Miz is being obnoxious, being himself, and he pisses off Jason Jordan, gets the suplex. That kind of gets him suplexed into some other people. What do you do? Because if you go in it with Miz, but maybe he overcomes the eyes of those three people. Because here's the thing. As bad as the Miz Taraj can look, I think Miz can keep talking them up. Especially having the two guys still makes you look intimidating.
Right.
Bo Dallas was wearing a suit this week, Keish. He still had on a biker glove and the bandana, but he had on a suit.
Right.
Like he wasn't dressed like he was supposed to be a Mad Max beyond the Thunderdome or something.
Hey, I think he looked good for the last few weeks or so. Oh, however long it's been. Like I thought he looked alright. I didn't think he looked out of place or anything, but of course him being dressed different was a little weird in itself. Because you got Curtis Axel out there in a suit. You know, of course, Miz was the only one in a full-fledged suit. But you had Curtis Axel out there looking the part, and then you had Bo Dallas out there.
Right.
Looking a little out of place, but not too much out of place, though. I think he looked all right. you know. But it is what it is. Like I guess for me, his look still kind of blended in with the group, but it wasn't so out of place that you're kind of like, what the hell, you know? No one was really questioning it too much. So,
right.
It's in itself was just, they're just crazy to me.
Yeah.
All of them.
Next up, Seth Rollins defeats Sheamus in one-on-one action. They had a little run-in backstage. He made a challenge to either one of the tag team champions. Sheamus accepted. Sheamus got beat. They decided to kick shit out of him after the match. Just what? So here's the thing. So we know that Sheamus and Cesaro beat up Rollins, and Ambrose came out because we're still trying to figure out if Ambrose and Rollins can coexist as a team and be magical together. I guess this would be a setup for them.
Yeah. I don't know if I would call it that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I think we've just accept that we're trying to put together the Shield reunion, but we don't have Roman Reigns, who by Lynn's account is that he's too self-centered to get back into this. Oh, I'm sorry, full of himself. That's what Lynn said. I don't know if that's true. I just know they're working on this tag team, and maybe they try to put the belts on him before. But I don't know. Keish, are you ready for a Rollins Ambrose tag team title run?
No. I'm not saying it that way because, you know, I don't want to see it happen. It's just I really don't know how to feel about this thing. Like, which is funny to me. This is what's funny to me, right?
Right.
I can understand Dean's stance and all of this. I do. I can understand it completely. And that's why I'm not ready for it. Because it's like, how do you get them two, how do you get Dean on this page with Seth to where them holding the tag team titles can actually make this work? You know? And I don't think that it's supposed to work. I don't know if it's meant to be in a place to where it's actually able to work without them like tearing each other's heads off, or, you know, but like I can't really necessarily say that I am ready for Ambrose Rollins tag team title reign.
Right.
Because guess what? They're going to end up on opposite sides of the spectrum that they should be together on. Like,
right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But if Dean can't trust Rollins, you might as well forget about tag team titles.
Yeah. You have a point. But with that being said, Finn Balor attacked Bray Wyatt after Bray gave a nice and passionate speech. Finn Balor put his own little mind games on Bray, and I saw maybe one of the most awesome moves I've ever seen in wrestling. I saw a guy just standing with his back turned to somebody, and it just kicked him in the forehead over his back.
That was one of the best things I had to see the entire night. Matter of fact, I think it is the best thing that I had seen the entire night. It was absolutely amazing. So I'm excited. Like, that was greatness.
Roman Reigns defeated Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman in a useless triple threat match prior to SummerSlam.
Useless. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to be laughing that hard, but that's funny.
All right. So
it ain't got to be like that, Keith.
Bailey.
I'm just saying.
Got hurt, but she did defeat Nia Jax via count out. Main event for Raw was Big Cass versus Big Show. Cass won via DQ. Because Enzo's still hovering around all of this.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Can I ask a question? Whose bright ass idea was this? Like, can we discuss that a little bit? Like, who in the slide decided that this was okay? Like, what the hell? The main event? Nah.
I mean, here's the thing. Anything involving Big Show, I think is credible. Now, Big Cass, not so much, but I think they try to elevate Cass. So, this is an opportunity.
Right.
So, I'm not saying it's the best time for the opportunity. I'm not saying it was the best guy. But it's this opportunity. I think they think it might be a better chance if he, gives this a run. But also, I think they have to resolve him and Enzo's situation, and they need somebody there to kind of carry the load.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. So, I guess.
We're an hour deep. We're going to take our first break.
That's right.
And we're going to come back with birthdays. We're going to skip the news, maybe throw a few pieces in there. We'll do SmackDown, and then we'll be with the core of the show, TMZ Wrestling. So we will be back.
Just like what we were talking about, everybody sets their goals high, and look what happens. This isn't just ours. This is everybody's. This is everybody's. This is what you need, Ted DiBiase. You need a little bit of family. That's what we are. When we get together, we kick people's teeth in together.
This is not the $1 million belt. This is the Hulkamaniac belt. This is not purchased. These belts, this Hulkamaniac team can't be bought. You gotta fight, kick, and grind for it. And Hulk Hogan, we are gonna fight, kick, and grind for you all the way.
You know something, multi-million-dollar man? Now that we're winding down to the Survivor Series, now that it's not that far off, I really like the fact that you're being backed into a corner by your own team. These guys aren't a bunch of has-beens like you tried to drill into the powers of pain's mind. These are the best in the world, brother. These are the best at what they do. These are the WWF Tag Team Champions #1. I'm glad you had to cut an extra check to the powers of pain. And as far as Jake the Snake's DDT stretcher service, arenas all around the country, multi-million-dollar man, his opponents are getting that long, slow ride in that rolling coffin as the ambulance wheels out of the arenas, as the red lights come on. I can't help but think you're going to be the next victim of the DDT. Zeus, you're mine. Jake the Snake, how are you going to get him in the
bottom
DDT?
line is this, my man. A man that's dying of thirst has to have water. A dog that's starving has to have food. A child that's crying has got to have some attention. I have got to have you, Ted DiBiase.
You know, we all have our needs. We all have our wants. But one thing I know, multi-million-dollar man, winding down into this thing, you're going to be on the phone. You're going to try to get a hold of Jake the Snake. You're going to try to get a hold of Demolition. Nobody here sells out. We live by the commandments.
Whoa, Hogan is talking some crazy. That
Lord.
promo between Hogan, the Survivor Series, Jake the Snake gives like a dark, weird, it's like, a dad gotta have this, guy gotta have that. A woman needs some attention. Very misogynistic. And I gotta have you, Ted DiBiase. Okay, that sounds a little creepy.
A little.
Also, sound a little, hey man, don't do that. For birthdays this week, we really didn't have a lot. Today is August 4th, and today was a big birthday day. Dean Malenko turned 57 today. Suicide, aka they have Kazarian under Suicide, which is kind of crazy, I guess, because Suicide was a lot of different people. But Kazarian turns 40.
Oh man!
And that is it for today. Tomorrow, the 5th, there's no birthdays. The 6th, which is Sunday, Tony Nese of NXT turns 32. And the late, great Dino Bravo. Dino would have been 68, I'm saying this right? Yes, because 1949. So he'd have been 68. So that's it for birthdays. I will go with a news story that is not TMZ-ish. Eva Marie has been granted her release. Her and the WWE part ways. I will give you the full rundown because I said she been granted her release. I don't know if she wanted it, but yeah, Eva Marie no longer a member of the WWE. I'll say this: I don't think they did her any favors. But no, they said they have mutually agreed to contractually part ways as of August 4th, 2017. This is what I'll say about Eva. She came to a WWE that was changing. And they changed quickly after she got there. And I don't think she was ready for the paradigm shift. Like, I think she was hired under a different pretense. But the young ladies at NXT was working on something else, right? So by the time Charlotte, and I think we've discussed this on the show, there was a time when we was watching NXT and we was like, so what's going to happen when these ladies go to the main roster? Because they don't wrestle like that on the main roster. And what happened was the WWE decided everybody's going to wrestle and we're going to bring this brand that is catching fire over to the main brands. And particularly Raw. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think she was ready for the transition. The Bella Twins, they adapted. They adapted very well before, life happened for them. But they adapted very well, right? Natty, that's who she always was. She was a real wrestler. A few others. Tamina, Naomi, they all did really good jobs. But when Eva was signed, she was not signed as a wrestler, really. She was signed as a diva. She was supposed to be a part of the Divas division. And I just think that's different. And, Eva has been released.
I get it.
I hope the best for her. She also, when she got there, they did work on her wrestling. Like the WWE decided that her wrestling became important by the time it was almost over for her. Like they really handled that a day late and a dollar short. So, you know what I mean? I don't know how that's perceived. I don't know what, but remember when she first started, it was right to photo shoots. It was right to, hey, these magazines need somebody. I don't know how many of y'all watch Total Divas, but that was where I got introduced to Eva Marie. and a JoJo. They started at the same time. Eva didn't take no lumps. She didn't go to NXT right away. She was out doing main representation for the company. She ended up coming to NXT when they realized she couldn't wrestle. And I just don't think the wrestling ever caught on for her. But Eva's gone. They are out doing their own things. I'm sure she's going to make a buzz on the independent scene and get some independent bookings that, you know, is going to generate a buzz. So, that story I can't talk about. Because, like I said, that is not really a TMZ story. Now, some of these next things we're going to talk about, Keish, we go wild out.
Ooh.
But, with that being said, let's go to SmackDown. And, after SmackDown, we'll get into the TMZ stuff. So, AJ Styles opens up the show defending his newly won U.S. title against Kevin Owens, which this show is action-packed. This week's SmackDown, they hit hard. That was an easy 2-hour watch. I don't know how anybody else felt, but I feel like that was an easy 2-hour watch. But the match ended in controversy. There was a ref bump. Apparently the ref did see, and he made a bad pin call. So that happened. So there will be a rematch, Keish, at SummerSlam. AJ Styles, U.S. champion, versus Kevin Owens, with special guest referee was Shane McMahon. Any thoughts? Because honestly, I think it's probably a good setup for Shane versus Kevin Owens. Shane McMahon looking diesel, man. Whew. He on that Vince workout. Like, you can tell that dude been in the weight room. But I think they got an interesting dynamic going on there. I was wondering if Daniel was going to put himself as the ref, but I think Shane works better. Because I don't know what Daniel can and can't do, and if being a ref still might invite the opportunity for a certain bump or something, or a certain spot. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting match at SummerSlam between those two. Can't wait.
It is.
Aiden English defeated Sami Zayn in an unimportant match, but damn, Sami Zayn taking losses to Aiden English now.
Yeah, see, the way that they're doing Sammy is absolutely horrendous, and I hate it. I hate it on so many levels because Sammy don't deserve that. And it's funny because I see so many people that can't, they really just don't like Sami Zayn, and I love Sami Zayn. I don't get it. Like, what is there to hate about this man? Why do they do him so dirty? It's awful. I don't understand it, Keith. And I never have. Like, why do y'all hate Sami Zayn so much?
I don't hate Sami Zayn. I just don't like him. Okay, first of all, I think he's annoying as shit. But I thought they did have a better trajectory for him, right?
Right.
He just lost to Mr. WWE. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that the Canellises came out afterward and teased him and all that stuff. Very good heel stuff. But I just couldn't figure it out, Keish. I was just like, well, why? What the hell are they doing? But
you know what? Here's the thing. At first I wasn't really too fond of Aiden English's character. I'm not a big fan of Aiden English, but at the same time, I think what they're doing with his character is absolutely awesome. Like, the whole singing thing and and you know, it's to me, it's funny, it's hilarious. I find it to be a very, very entertaining granted, I don't see Aiden English doing too much of anything anytime soon, period. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, his character is golden. I mean, is absolutely amazing. And that's just end all be all of the situation with that. So, but for Sammy to lose to Aiden English is where I have my issues, because it's like, why is he losing to a guy that barely has any indication of what they're going to, of what, has any indication of what is going to happen to him. That's all that is. So that's my problem with it. But there are a few others.
Right. No, I agree. Naomi and Becky Lynch defeat Carmella and Natalya in a tag team match. That the way it ends, Natalya was pissed because Carmella cost him the match, but passed it along. So that will happen. Rusev defeated Chad Gable. Keish. This probably was the second best match of the evening.
It definitely exceeded my expectations.
I thought Chad put on a good showing.
He did amazing.
Right.
Way past my expectations. So I thought it was going to be some level of a squash match, which is something I don't want to see with Chad Gable at all. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case. And Chad Gable obviously showed that he can hold his own. That is exactly what happened. Chad Gable showed the world that he can hold his own, and he got this. So, granted, he lost, but at the same time, he didn't look weak in losing. So, yeah. Right. I just think it's weird.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Chad. I think he's a great story. I might have had him beat Rusev if I was booking. But, it come here and there.
Yeah.
Fight main event, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated John Cena to earn the opportunity to be the number one contender against Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. Keish, I repeat, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated John Cena.
That was absolutely, I don't even know how to even describe that. It was amazing, but that bump that Cena took.
Yeah.
Ooh, that thing was nasty. I said, it was awful. Man, I don't know. I'm excited about Nakamura facing Mahal as opposed to Cena. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really too fond of Cena being even in this mix in the first place, but I am so glad that worked.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Right. To say the least.
But yeah, so that's going down. So that was it. SummerSlam should be interesting. Now, here's the thing. They got a very interesting dynamic because apparently Baron Corbin attacked Shinsuke after the show. Cena came out with that. They have a very interesting dynamic because Corbin owns the Money in the Bank briefcase. He has a problem with Shinsuke Nakamura. He also wants to be champ. Jinder Mahal wants to fend off all of those situations. How do they make it all work? Like I said, I think they're a very interesting situation, and I hope the booking lives up to the opportunity that they have.
Right. Exactly.
So, With that being said, Keish, I guess we get to the meat and potatoes of this show.
Right.
All right. So, the reason we decided to do this show is because your favorite wrestlers be out here getting in trouble. They be out here acting reckless in these streets. And me and Keish usually don't talk about it. We usually let it slide. We usually let other guys get, what they need to get or whatever. We not doing that today, buddy. Nope.
Nope.
We here to talk about all the fantastic news that's in the wrestling world. So, Keish.
That's right.
I'm going to start with the Enzo Amore story. Why am I starting with the Enzo Amore story? Because I find it hilarious. So, Enzo Amore, one half of the X-Tag team, Enzo and Cash. See, they never came up with a cool name for themselves. That's strike one. But apparently Enzo was at a strip club in Buffalo, and was wilding out, Keish. He was telling the young lady how rich he was and how these people he knew, and he was a WWE superstar. She said he was obnoxious to the girls, kind of rude, didn't tip that great. So I just thought that was interesting, because old girl put him on Front Street. And I'm going to say this. You can't be going to the strip club being a jackass. And you can't talk about how much money you got you ain't spending on it. Because apparently he just dropped about $10. That's the most he did. You can't be bragging about money at the strip club and not do nothing. So, sounds very backwards there. But yeah, so that happened. Chris Jericho gets into an altercation with a fan. He issues a statement. He apologizes. Let me tell you this. I watched the video. Jericho don't owe nobody an apology. And they keep characterizing this guy as a fan. Hey, man, fuck the fans sometime. You cannot go up to these guys after shows and be an asshole. Like, just not cool. Not cool on so many levels. You can't be the one out here and running up on people who, even though wrestling is not real combat per se, it is scripted. Hey man, these dudes are still big. And trust me, I feel like you gotta know a thing or two just to be in that ring and simulate the fights. Cause you gotta make it look good, and shit hurts. Bro, don't be running up on people you don't know. That could get your ass whooped. And it almost did. And, if you would have got beat down, don't feel bad for it. But thing is, y'all started.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what it is. But like I said, I don't feel like Jericho should have apologized or did anything to say he was wrong or try to make excuses. Fuck that. Somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning bothered you, they deserve to get them hands. It is what it is.
But that's the thing, though. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, why are you all up in somebody's face anyway, celebrity or not? If you know them or not, that's not the point. If they don't want you in their personal space, stay out of their personal space.
Right.
Like, that's just me. Like, I don't care if, I don't care how long y'all known each other, how well you know this person, what kind of celebrity he is, who they are. It doesn't matter. It's 3 in the morning. No one wants you in their personal space at 3 in the morning except your significant other. That's it.
Right.
And half the time, so there's times that they probably won't even want you in their personal space. So, I mean, really, you just have to really be considerate of others. And I was having this conversation. I've had this conversation one too many times.
Right.
Okay. I mean, one too many times. where people forget celebrities are people too, and they don't want you all in their space all the time. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, no, they don't want you in their personal space. You know, regardless of what you want or what you might be requesting or how you feel, it doesn't matter. Like, get out of people's face.
Right.
That's all there is. So no, I personally don't think he needed to apologize either. There's nothing for him to apologize for. He did what any other person would do in that situation. Period. Because that had been a regular damn person, he wouldn't have did none of that. It wouldn't even have been a question. So, you feel like you can do it to him? No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Nope. So, here's another story, Keish. And we reported on it last week, and there's some development since we talked about this. Paige and Alberto Del Rio, who are the genesis for this whole thing, right? Because nobody behaves more badly than Paige and Alberto. And here's the thing. They want to be left alone. They want their privacy. And I get it, Keish. We do not deserve to be in an all-day relationship. We do not deserve to have, certain access to them, right?
Right.
But y'all can't be acting crazy at the airport.
Right.
Y'all can't. Out of all places, the airport. Y'all can't be nutting up. Now, to be fair, hey, the police did not charge Alberto with anything. They charged Paige. So they might have been telling the truth. Poor man was getting screamed on. So
that's awful. It's all the way awful.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. If you don't want people all in you to continuously keep asking about your relationship, stop publicly arguing. Like, I mean, save it till you get home.
Yeah, I mean, because this thing is a whirlwind, and like I said last week, she's still in a contract with WWE. Like, she still can have her career. I don't know how much she wanted because she's been traveling around with a guy. I don't know what the payoffs is like, but so I don't know. But yeah. So those two got to get together. Paige she's had an interesting year, man. Between this and the constant stuff of people focusing on them two together, whether they broke up or not, and then she was in the leaks. She was the main person in the leaks.
Yeah.
And all the nakedness. Yeah, Keish did not know she was a guest on the Up, Up, Down, Down podcast.
Wait, that actually happened?
It was kind of a joke towards the video. Yeah.
No, Keish.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. And, I mean, who knew? Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods was tag team champions.
You know what? Shut up, Keith. I'm not dealing with you today. No.
I'm just saying, I didn't know that was a tag team.
No.
I didn't know.
Whew, you know what? I didn't think. Here's something else that's funny, because I didn't think that I really honestly can say that I didn't think that they were going to touch this, on SmackDown or Raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that they were going to even bring this up in any way until we got to the rap battle with the New Day and the Usos. Yep, that was it for me. because I don't remember which Uso said it, but it was like, this just don't get all X-rated get all R-rated like your boy Xavier Woods. I was like, that was more X-rated than R-rated, but I'm glad how you dumbed that down a little bit.
Right.
I'm not even finna do this with y'all tonight. Like, I'm really not. I'm not even finna, because I was like, yeah, that was a little bit more X-rated than R-rated, but, we're not getting into details, which is fine. And Xavier was just sitting there looking like, pretty sure I didn't know they was going to bring that up, but
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
That looked like left field for him.
I think it was, because, people don't take chances like that on WWE television, but,
yeah. It was like, I was like, oh, did he really bring that up? I don't think that was scripted. I really don't think that was scripted. Yeah, I don't think they knew about this in advance. I really think that came out of nowhere. That was enough for me. So.
Yeah. Keish, any other news and thoughts you'd want to share with the group?
So apparently, I had to go. Of course, we're just going to go right into it, right? So apparently, NXT star Ho Ho Lun has asked for his release. That was completely unclear as to why he asked for his release, but recently an article has been released from WWE that stated that the reason why he asked for his release was because he's going home to take care of his mother, who has been dealing with health issues. That is the simple, explanation. He went home about 3 weeks ago for vacation, and that's when he found out about everything. So he went to Matt Bloom, who is the head coach for the Performance Center, and asked for his release so that he can go home and he can be with his mother. And hopefully one day he get to resign. I mean, he didn't leave on bad terms, so it's an understandable reason. But of course, everybody has their own set of priorities in life, and for him, this is priority right now, and I wish him the best.
Right.
So there's that. Keith, did we talk about Eva Marie?
Yeah, we discussed Eva early on and her parting ways with the WWE. It was a mutual decision. Like I said, Eva came in a paradigm shift, right? Eva represents the old way of doing business, and the business changed the WWE when nobody was ready for. Kind of funny, because I remember them on Total Divas that with her and JoJo were both starting out. If you tell me you had to pick one who wouldn't have a job no more, I would have said it was going to be JoJo.
Right.
So they're like, oh no. So, I ain't bitter.
Okay.
I ain't bad.
You know what? You ain't got no sense. I'm not dealing with you. So, okay, in light of the Mae Young Classic, there have been female stars that are getting signed to the WWE. And, of course, but there has been one in particular that was expected to get signed to WWE. I don't think she's in the Mae Young Classic, but she was expected to get signed to WWE, and she's not. She has made her return back to stardom.
All right. It looks like I just lost my co-host. So, with that being said, hey, she was talking about the Mae Young Classic, which is going to be on and cracking. And I think in about 20 some odd days you will be able to see it on the WWE Network. So that is going down. Can't wait to see it. Keish will be giving us the rundown for the Mae Young Classic. She will handle basically the exclusive coverage of the Mae Young Classic for Ring-Time Pro Wrestling. So be there for that. Be square. Let's see. And while we're talking here, give you a little bit of news about Bayley, because she had that shoulder injury out. But she will have a final medical evaluation Monday before Raw Toronto to determine her SummerSlam status. So that means that her title match is kind of up in the air. I hope it's not too serious, because I really want to see where this program is going without the alterations or without the going on. But yeah, that is what is up with that. And right now, man, I think we're about done. Yeah, so we've talked about the whole home run release. So I think we're gonna wrap it up this week. We will be back next week with another show to talk about who knows what in the world of professional wrestling. We're gonna dip off the WWE a little bit and give you a rundown of the G1 Climax, and might even talk a little bit of Impact Global Force Wrestling. What's going on over there? LAX is apparently popping again over there, and we gotta do some catching up anyway. So without further ado, I am Keith, signing off from Keisha, and we will talk to you guys next week. Peace.